All right. Welcome to another lightweight unboxing with the professor. I always like to start out by thanking you. Anybody that tuned in and tapped in, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, especially if you're whatever the word is for a person who loves books, bookophile or whatever. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share if you know others who are of like mind. But again, thank you for spending this time with me. And so we're going to dive right into this unboxing. However, I try to always drop something in terms of a tip on how to study or something of that nature when it comes to these books, because I always reiterate that this is not just like book porn, not just getting books just to be getting books, building up a library of books that you'll never read. And I'll say this about myself: some books I may not read it for a few years. I've had books that I haven't picked up to read, but when I do get to it, I get to it. However, what I want to point out this go around is like more or less a tip on how you can actualize this information and make it your own. And that tip would be number one, meditation. The purpose for meditation when it comes to the purpose of meditation when it comes to these books. What is this cat back here doing? The purpose of meditation when it comes to these books is that what you do is you meditate to activate this information. And I think it was Dion Fortune in her book, Mystical Kabbalah. She pointed out how you actually benefit from those before you who meditated on certain symbols or the energy that was invested in certain types of information as well. So when you get a book, build up this library, in one sense, just actually having the book, especially if you meditate on it. Like I said in one of my previous ones, I'll even put a book under my pillow as soon as I buy it. And it's with the intentions, or I tell myself that I'm going to read this book in the astral. These books all have like energy signatures surrounding them. So I believe it was Travis Magis in one of his YouTube channels when he spoke on the Library of Alexandria being burnt down and how all that information was essentially sent back to the Akasha. You look at us now, enter into the age of Aquarius, and we have access to all these books. So in a sense, everything that went up is coming right back down. So what you want to do to capitalize and make this information your own is to meditate. Once you read a book, especially if you read it with intention, it will impact your dreams. So you may notice that the nature or the content of your dreams or the intensity of your dreams may have changed. And that's a good thing, because what you're doing is you're giving your mind different or new symbols to attach meaning on. So that's going to shift and change the nature of your dreams. So having said that, I notice whenever I read books that the nature of my dreams change. And I also say that during my waking moments, I make different connections, especially like while I'm driving and my mind starts to wander. And that is what I consider this information sinking and settling into your conscious and subconscious mind. Another thing is, as you do begin to read these books, the information will become your own. It's actually getting harder for me to say, oh, I read this in such and such book, or in such and such book this, or such and such book that, because the information becomes my own, which is partly the reason why in books that I read, I highlight, underline, write notes in the corners, use sticky tabs, just so that if I do go back to a book, number one, I can get to something that either I intended to go back to or something that I want to remember. But also, as you progress, because all these books are reference books, I don't have a single book that's meant to be read once and that's it. So when you do go back, even if it's a few years later, you'll find that maybe you've grown, or it's possible that that information or that symbol is taking on a new meaning for you. So you'll go back to it and you'll get a deeper and better understanding of it. So having said that, let's get to it. Now, these first few books, I ordered them from Amazon, and they came in one book, one box. So this is an unboxing, unboxed unboxing. They're out of the box already. So let's get to it. Now, this first one, I hate that the glare from my lamp is so vicious because you can't see it. But this is Leonard Mlodinow, Mlodinow, and it is Subliminal, How Your Unconscious Mind Rules Your Behavior. Now, I actually got this book because Brother Panic did his master book list or whatever recently. And I got this book because I thought it was kind of witty and kind of clever. You can't see it because of the glare, but in between Subliminal, it says psst. And then where it says how your hey. So basically it says psst. This is like subliminal programming because you can't even see it because of the glare. However, there's a message on here and it says, hey there, yes, you sexy, buy this book now. You know you want it. And I essentially, I really got it just for that purpose. So I figure if the author was savvy enough to create a cover that demonstrates how subliminal information is activated, then that's something I definitely want to get. So let's see, let's move on to the next. I don't know if you guys, if you've been rocking with me, you'll notice that my cat Taz, short for Tasmanian Devil, he acts up when I do these. And I think it's because of the silence aspect. So I'm going to put some music on, some YouTube music, just to see if that's what it is, because I think that so long as the house is up and moving, he's okay. But I think that he's programmed to think that once everything gets quiet, he should have the run of this living room. Let me set up his little bed. So yeah, I'm gonna put on some music, some YouTube, and hopefully that'll keep him from catting out, which is what he does, starts bouncing off stuff, meowing loud. But I really think that's because I'm intruding on this space. Normally right now, I'd be at work and the house would be quiet. So we're gonna put on some, I'm gonna go to my tried and true. Oh, Ganesh. Oh, Ganesh. And hopefully this will keep old Taz from acting up on me. All right, let's do it. So the first one was the Subliminal. Oh, you know what? Before we move on, let's read a little bit out of it. Let's check it out, see what to do. Maybe you might be interested in purchasing a copy for yourself. So he also has other books, War of the World Views with Deepak Chopra. So we know that from that, we know that he is definitely on the occult path. Maybe not outwardly or maybe not so deep, but Deepak Chopra, even though we know he's like the self-help guru, he's the cotton candy version, but still. Then he has The Grand Design with Stephen Hawking, The Drunkard's Walk, How Randomness Rules Our Lives, A Brief History of Time with Stephen Hawking, Feynman's Rainbow, A Search for Beauty in Physics and in Life. So he's a mathematician, he's a geometrist. So I would definitely say, oh, then he has Euclid's Widow, The Story of Geometry from Parallel Lines to Hyperspace. So personally, I would say he's a Mason. I would say he's a Mason. And then he has For Children with Matt Costello, The Last Dinosaur, and Titanic Cat. So I would assume he's either on this path and not outwardly, or maybe he doesn't know it. That's possible too. But the geometry is a good giveaway for some sort of secret society. Masonry is closely aligned with geometry. So that's why I threw that out there, but it could be anything. It could be anything else. So it says here, part one, the two-tiered brain, the new unconscious, the hidden role of the subliminal selves, what it means when you don't call your mother. 2, senses plus mind equals reality, the two-tier system of the brain. Oh, so senses plus mind equals reality, which I could totally agree with. Remembering and forgetting, how the brain builds memories and why we sometimes remember what never happened. So this is definitely a good book that I want to get into. I'm gonna pick something random. Yeah, we'll start not even random. I'll go right here to the prologue, the prologue, the prologue, the prologue. And he starts off with a quote from Carl Jung. These subliminal aspects of everything that happens to us may seem to play very little part in our daily lives, but they are the almost invisible roots of our conscious thoughts. All right. Now, I have a lot of books here, actually. Let's see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. Now, mind you, it's been about 2 weeks. I've been ordering more books lately because of the fact that, hey, I can. I do remember, let me put this music on, I need to start it. Is the volume down? Oh yeah, it is. Hopefully, Ganesha can remove this obstacle, this wild and out cat. Now, what I wanted to point out was something came to me the other day. I've been getting these books in the mail, even though I get them from my cashback rewards just from paying bills and getting gas. So for me, that's like I'm getting them for free. I'm still paying for them. But I do remember when I couldn't even afford books and I had collections of PDFs. I would actually print them out and that was my book. I would bind them, all the stuff. And so for me, the point that was made to myself, to my subconscious, is how you put yourself in the position to attain the things you truly desire. So sometimes you have to prepare now for the future. So I carried myself as if I had these books. That's why I went after these PDFs. That's why I printed them out. I treat them like actual books. And then it wasn't now until years later, probably close to 10 years later, that I'm looking up and I'm saying, wow, I remember when I didn't have the money to afford buying 2 or 3 books a week, or I didn't have the credit card with the cash back rewards to say, well, hey, I paid my rent, my PG&E and all these bills. Let me double back and see how many reward points I got. So I just want to say that real quick, just to anybody who's saying, man, I can't, man, this dude just buying all these books. I can't afford it. I felt the same way. You get you a list, you put together you a list. Actually, I have the list on Amazon. And I frequently go through my list and I see books that I want. If it's a book I already got, I take it off. If it's a book I haven't got, I find a way to get it. So let's go to the next book here on this unboxing. And this is Occult Magic Mastery, the keys to manifestation, miracles, and a free mind. Now, this book is by someone who I consider a friend, Rob Watson. Rob is an occultist like myself. And when I found out that he had a book, I had to get it. So I'm going to tell you right now, you can follow Rob on YouTube. You can go on Facebook. I just went through briefly. I went through just the table of contents and I knew that this is my kind of book. This is fire. Right now, I'm working a weird schedule for a project at work. So I'm working nights, which is why I'm recording this right now at 2:53 a.m. in California. Is to keep my schedule. I'm working 13 days on, 1 day off, 12 hours a day. So that's why these have been 2 weeks apart. But the point that I want to make is that I find a way to get it in. But also I wanted to say that right now I'm getting these books, but I'm really not in a position to do any reading based on the fact that I get 1 day off every 13 days. However, this project is almost over. And I go back to my regular schedule, which is Monday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And I can get all the reading in. Actually, I can even take a book to work, which is usually what I do, and read on my breaks and stuff like that. So, Rob, when I do dive into your book, I'm gonna definitely give it, I'll do an episode on YouTube just for this book. And it was also co-written. It was by Robin Watson and Tabitha Perry. So let me read some of this table of contents because, like I said, just reading, I knew, oh, this is going to be fire. And so, oh, was it the table of contents that I read? Oh, no, this is what I read that let me know it was fire. It was the preface. He says, one thing I detest about these new age spiritual YouTuber conscious preachers is these Dungeons and Dragon, Marvel superhero ass fantasy worlds they lead their followers into. Flat Earth, clones, aliens, the black woman is God type of conspiracies, using language like they and the oppressor and becoming sovereign are common throughout. They do not say they were inspired by God like the preachers do. They say they're receiving downloads from the cosmos. They do not say that the devil is going to get you. They say that the white man and the government is. They do not teach scripture. It's MK Ultra, Project Bluebeam, celebrity death conspiracy, and energy harvesting. My favorite is Gucci Mane is a clone. I'm gonna stop there. That told me this book is gonna be fire because I'm of a like mind. While I'm open to what everybody has to say, I know we're in the age of Aquarius and everybody's getting these downloads. At the same time, though, a lot of what we consider consciousness nowadays is actually promoting a victim mindset, what they doing to you, what the aliens are doing, what the reptilians are doing. What are you doing? That's my question. And so here the table of contents, chapter 1, what is the occult? Chapter 2, science and magic. Chapter 3, energy, frequency and vibrations. Chapter 4, neutral, oscillation, brainwaves, rhythmic. Chapter 5, miracles and manifestation. Chapter 6, Akashic records. Chapter 7, channeling, summons, invocation, evocation. So what this sounds like to me, this is a great book for beginners and intermediate, and that the more advanced will read this and find tips and tricks to apply to what they're already doing. So I know this is going to be a good book. Now the next book I got, I forget what inspired me to get this. It is Dictionary of Word Origins, the histories of more than 8,000 English language words, John Ayto. Let's check out this. Oh man, glare is vicious. How can we get this? There we go. Dictionary of Word Origins, that's essentially it. The glare is vicious. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I put those powerful ass lights in there anyway. And now it's like impossible. Now this is just a dictionary of word origins. And I'm certain I got it somewhere, somebody either quoted from or somebody used a passage from it. And I like these kind of books. I'll just go and read something to you real quick. Let me find one that's not too long. Aftermath. Originally and literally, an aftermath was a second copy of grass or similar grazing vegetation grown after an earlier crop in the same season had been harvested. Already by the mid-17th century, it had taken on the figurative connotation of a resulting condition, which are today its only living sense. The math element comes from the Old English mob. You see what I'm saying? I don't know why he does that, but I got something for him right now. Okay. So let's go back to the dictionary. So yeah, this is a good book for research, just in terms of nailing down the origins of words. And we're in G. Let's go to God. Here we go. God. Similar in form, though it may be inappropriate to the semantic connection, would be God is not etymologically related to good. It probably comes from an Indo-European gut, G-H-U-T. This may be related to Sanskrit and Old English Church Slavic, both meaning call. And if so, the underlying etymological meaning of God would be that which is invoked, which makes more sense. Everybody assumes it comes from good. The English word's immediate ancestor was prehistoric Germanic Guth, G-U-T-H, which also produced Germanic Goat, G-O-T-T, Dutch, G-O-D, and Swedish and Danish Gud, G-U-D. So this is by John Ayto, a good book for references purposes. If you're trying to get to the root or etymological origin of a word, this will be your go-to. Great resource guide. Now this book, let me take it out of the plastic. See if I can get you to see the cover. Babylonian Star-Lore, an illustrated guide to the star-lore and constellations of ancient Babylonia. Now this book, I know where I got this from. There's somebody I follow on Instagram, goes by his Instagram name is symbolic.studies. And he does a lot of tarot and astrological, he drops some bomb information on tarot and astrology. And he read some, not this book, in one of his Instagram reels. I knew I had to have it. So this book is by Gavin White. And let's see, Babylonian Star-Lore, an illustrated guide to the stars and constellations of ancient Babylonia, written and illustrated by Gavin White. Table of contents is the foreword. Oh, this is the 3rd edition. Introductory material, the writing system, astrology and ominous signs, the Babylonian cosmos, a brief guide to the star map, A through Z, gazetteer of stars and constellations, beginning with abundance and ending, I'm saying beginning, but it's A through Z. It's abundance to Zababa. There's an appendice, which is the Greek and Dendera star map, Greek and Egyptian correspondence. So we're going to show Babylonian to Egyptian and Greek. Star names used to represent the planets, stellar association with the 4 regions, stellar association with cities, towns, and temples, the exaltation symbol, the symbols, the 4 worlds, the 12 months, the seasons, and cycles. So this is definitely a good book if you're into astrology, or if you just want a deeper understanding for yourself, because sometimes you come across information, you might be decoding a dream, you might be decoding a movie, or whatever it is you're researching, and you want to have tools like this so you can go deeper and provide your subconscious mind with more tools and symbols to attach to affect your dreams. Dreams are messages from the subconscious, and they will eventually affect your conscious and waking life. Now, this book I got from thriftbooks.com, which is one of my go-tos because they have used books way cheaper than Amazon. Sometimes they have books that Amazon claims to not even have. I actually got this one for free because I buy so many books from thriftbooks.com. I earn a point for every dollar that I spend. And once you get to like a certain point, recently they had some kind of double points or 30 points for every dollar. And I bought like 2 or 3 of the Idries Shah's book. This is Idries Shah, Learning How to Learn Psychology and Spirituality in the Sufi Way. Introduction by Doris Lexing. Let's see if we can get this book on here when you can see it. God, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. I'm gonna have to start doing these in my room because you can't even see the title. Can't even see the cover. Either way, it's Idries Shah, Learning How to Unlearn. I got up on Idries Shah from his book, The Sufis, which was a Bobby Hemmett recommendation. And from there, I found out that he was a bomb author as well as a prolific author. So I began getting his books. Here's another thriftbook.com. So I don't need to worry about whiting out my address, as vicious as the glare is. This is another Idries Shah book, and it is the Magic Monastery. Oh, you know what? Let's go back. I always try to read a little bit out of each book. At least cover the table of contents. I'm going back to the Idries Shah, Learning How to Learn psychology and spirituality in the Sufi way. And what he writes about is Sufism. It says thematic content, real and imagined study, Sufis and their imitators, attaining knowledge, secret of the Sufis. This is in chapter 1. When to have meetings, the ceiling, conflicting texts, self-deception, journeys to the East, when a Sufi teacher looks like, what a Sufi teacher looks like. On 2 is on attention, characteristics of attention and observation, operation of the attention factor. Oh, this is a good book. So I'm gonna say this right now. I know that this book is gonna go hand in hand with that Subliminal book. Now, the Magic Monastery, I got this just because he wrote it. And I'm going to read the back, which is in such collections as Dermis, Probe, and Thinkers of the East, Idries Shah assembled tales illustrating the instructional methods employed by Middle Eastern sages during the last 1,000 years, culled from both written and oral sources. The Magic Monastery differs from its predecessors in that it contains not only traditional tales, mostly unpublished, but also stories specially written by Shaw to complete the book as a course in non-linear thinking. I'm all about non-linear thinking. So, again, this is the Magic Monastery by Idries Shah. It has a dope cover. Hopefully we can get this one in, not too much glare. The Magic Monastery. See that he got some nice illustrations on there. No other pictures in the book. The book is only 220 pages. Let's read a little bit out of the table of contents. Preface, the Magic Monastery, Cat Think, the Self-Congratulating Fruit, Greed, Obligement, Impossibility, Delusion, Cat and Rabbit, an answer of Human Young Adil. So basically, these are short stories, I believe, probably along the line of Aesop's Fables, maybe. So again, I got this just to complete my Idries Shah collection. Now, what's this next one? Another thriftbooks.com. Oh, yes, definitely know why I got this. This is A Bridge to Light by Rex Hutchens, I believe is the name. Now, Rex Hutchinson, let me open this up. Now, Bridge to Light, this is a book on Masonic ritual. Now, if you don't know, hopefully you don't, you like me, hopefully you don't hate Masons, because I am a Prince Hall Mason. And I got this book to increase my understanding of Masonic ritual and how it applies to me. I'm not a they, I'm not one of the blanket theys in terms of Masonry that's oppressing people. I look at Masonry as my birthright. It's genetic. And so that's the why I got this. Yeah, by Rex R. Hutchens, 32nd Degree. And actually, I got up on this book through Bobby Hemmett, one of the books that he was reading out of and recommended. So yeah. Rex Hutchens. Oh, you know what? Let's read a little bit out of it. Taz, come on, buddy. All right, do your thing, Wody. Logic Perfection, Introduction to the Ineffable Degrees, the Legend of Hiram, the Concepts of Deity and the Lost Word. And then it goes on through the different degrees, beginning with the 4th degree, all the way to the 30th, and then consistory. So, you know, if you're a Mason, you get it. If you're interested in either debunking Masonry or understanding Masonry, you would want to get this book. Now, this next book, Lulu.com. You know what this is? This book is about Egyptian ritual and its similarity to, I guess, I don't want to say similarity, but it's like along the lines of like the origins of Masonic ritual. And, well, not the origins, but like more or less a comparison or possibly even like a revamping of the Egyptian ritual. This is the Ancient Arcane Antediluvian Rite, AAAR, in memoriam oblitus unum. Ancient is spelled Antient, Arcane Antediluvian Rite. This book is recommended by a Masonic brother. It's actually an order, I believe. And it's by Brian Carlos Sanchez. And I know it has some, oh yeah, so it shows the different degrees, the sigils of the journeyman. We have the journeyman, the JM, twice journeyman, and then we have the thrice journeyman. You see that glare is too vicious. You'll never see any of these images in this book. But this is what I'm here for. All things ritualistic, doesn't have to be Masonic. I'm just looking to understand the things that appeal to me in this incarnation. Lines of the rite, you have the officiating line. So it has master servant, senior overseer, junior overseer, senior emissary, junior emissary, et cetera, et cetera. These are the different positions. And I would recommend it if this is what you're into. I would definitely recommend it. Now let's see what this next one is. We got a few more. This is like next to last of all these books. What's this? Kind of wrapped up in old school advertisements. I got this off eBay. Might definitely ship this one home. Oh, The Tarot by Richard Cavendish. Yeah, this was a book that I wanted hardcover too. Wasn't that expensive. It was maybe 30 bucks. I got it somewhere at a discount. Might have been eBay. Could have been one of these lower other sites. Definitely wasn't Amazon. Or it might have been abe.com or something like that. So this is on Tarot. Richard Cavendish, first of all, is one of those authors that any book you have by him is certified. So the table of contents is author's note, section 1, the history and origins and legends, the universal key, section 2, interpretations. In the section 2, he has the Kabbalah, the 22 trumps, and meditation. Richard Cavendish, you cannot go wrong. Since I'm going to be diving into the lover's card in a moment, let me go find a lover's card in here. Oh, that's the Magician. Let's move. This book smells old. Got that musty, funky smell. Now, where's the Magician? I mean, where's the lover's card at? Okay, let's go to the back. I'm gonna see real quick what he says about the lover's card. I'm gonna find a way to weave this into what I'm already doing with the tarot. I hate to start a whole new book while I'm already like almost knee deep, but you know what? If it gotta go down, it gotta go down. So here's the lovers. First place is mentioned is on page 10. Yeah, anything by Richard Cavendish is well recommended. This book is already fire, I can tell. I've never seen a picture of Richard Cavendish before. That's not him. Who's that? Oh, that's Arthur Edward Waite. Dang, he was weird looking. But they said that about me. I just found it out at work recently that I'm a weird guy with glasses, which is a compliment if they only understood etymology, right? Weird is a magical and powerful word, so it's actually very descriptive. So everybody was kind of surprised that I wasn't offended. I'll be that. Richard Cavendish, The Tarot. Man, that thing smells funky. This hasn't been read for a while. It's been sitting somewhere. Now, the next to last book. Now, this is definitely Amazon and a true unboxing. I got this. Now, this is part 2. Edward Bynum Bruce. Edward Bruce Bynum, PhD. Why Darkness Matters, The Power of Melanin in the Brain. Now, his first book, which I also reordered, so I know what this one is. I reordered his first book because I actually gave it away to a good friend, Devin Whitmore, aka Honey Braids, aka my mind froze up. But Devin Whitmore, that's my she does my readings for me. That's my sister from another mister, all the good stuff. I gave her my original copy, but when I first read that book, like in 2016, that thing like catapulted my consciousness, elevated my game. It was an incredible book, and I gave it to her. But when I found out about the second book, Why Darkness Matters, which he co-wrote with Ann C. Brown, PhD, and Richard D. King, as well as T. Owens Moore. When I saw the collabo, it was like saying, you know, there's a Super Friends, there's a compilation album out, got all the hitters on it. It's a part 2, and you're not gonna get it. Like West Coast Bad Boys Volume 2, you gotta get it, mandatory in the store. So I'm pretty sure this is the first book to that, which it is, which is Dark Light Consciousness by Edward Bruce Bynum. This is a must-have. I read this book, changed just about everything about me. I'm reading a few sections out of here, Why Darkness Matters. Man, incredible book. So I know that this, the follow-up, and then too, the price on this book just dropped. It was actually $137. It dropped down to $37. So you can tell that the value of this is recognized on some level by somebody, and you can expect the price on this book to continue to go up and down like the stock market. Most likely continue to go up and get harder to get. Table of contents, we have different illustrations, of course. The preface to this new edition, the neuromelanin hypothesis, neuromelanin, a highly sensitized sensory motor network. Chapter 2, neuromelanin, what is its importance in neural tissue? That's Ann C. Brown. Chapter 3, the clinical use of bliss, a standard technique for conscious intervention into the functions of the autonomic nervous system, Edward Bruce Bynum. Chapter 4 is neuromelanin, a black gate threshold, tissue of Heru, historical, neural, physiological, and clinical psychological issues, Richard D. King, who's the melanin master. And we got postscripts. And now for the Dark Light Consciousness, Edward Bruce Bynum. Even if you don't get the second book, you got to get this book. It'll change your life. I look forward to rereading it again. It's been a while. So I have one more book, which this I have no idea what it is. Another Amazon unboxing. I don't know how long we've been getting down. Oh, we've been getting down now for 43 minutes. Let's wrap this up. Oh, this is a Travis Majors recommendation, so I had to get it. This is some Sankhya Darshan. In his book readings on YouTube, he quotes heavily from his book, so I knew I had to get it. Let me take it out of the extra plastic. The cover alone has a dope illustration on it that he uses in a lot of his book readings. And I'm gonna say this now, I'm not no hater. Travis Majors does some of the dopest book readings that I went across on YouTube. He doesn't just read the information, he gives nice breakdowns. He's somebody that I learned from and consider a personal friend. So I'm gonna say this: if you haven't already, man, go to LVX 777 Travis Mages, like, subscribe, and dive in. Samkhya Darshan by Swami Niranjananda Saraswati. And this is on Purusha, Prakriti, Mahatbhuti, Amakara, Satvik, Rajik, Tatvik. See, I hear when he breaks it down, if you're not a part of the get down, he speaks in, I won't say code, but he's going to force you to get the books so you can follow along and have that proper understanding. So that's definitely why I got this. And actually, that is it for the not so lightweight unboxing. Thank you for tuning in and tapping in. Again, thank you for your time, almost an hour. Hopefully you got some good tips. Hopefully you saw some good books that you might want to get. So with that being said, thanks for coming out. Stick around because I'm going to go into, I got one more thing. It ain't over. Now this unboxing is in the category of Wearable Gnosis. I got this from Will Capru, the guy Will Capru. I saw it on Insta, on Facebook. The guy Kamari Dreamwise had it, and I had to get me one, man. That Wearable Gnosis, third eye meditation. See, that glare not even doing this thing justice. I'm not rocking this until I'm off this old weird work schedule, and I'm gonna get down and do a special YouTube with this thing. I'll probably do a decoding or something, or maybe I'll break down a movie or discuss dreams or something I know I can go all in on and let that first eye meditation activate. So to the guy, Will Capru, if you're interested in getting this, Will Capru is on YouTube, WILCOPPRUE. You can find him definitely on Facebook and Instagram. He has the First Eye Meditation clothing line. Hit him up. Affordable. I got that shit fast as hell. I was surprised how fast it came. Thanks to the guy. I'm gonna definitely be promoting and advertising your gear. I'll be back for more. Whatever you got, I'm coming to get it. So having said that, peace, peace, peace. Oh, and don't forget, buy my book, The Occult Meaning of Masonry, Its Symbols and the Chakra System. I wish I had a copy over here I could show you. If not, you can go on the YouTube, one of the videos, you'll see some commercials that I made for it. But yeah, definitely buy my book. As I said, masonry is something that appeals to me, but I want to show masonry in the aspect that it's just another tool that can be used for correspondence, which is why I use it as one of a thousand possible correspondences. I used it to correspond to the chakra system. So hopefully give you a better understanding of what masonry is intended to be, which is nothing more than a repository of ancient information, which is decoded in you, your body, and your mind, which is to say, as above, so below, that you are a reflection, a micro reflection of the macro. So again, hit the like button, subscribe, share. Thanks for spending this time with me. Peace.